Welcome to part 1 of my 2-part podcast series, Gold Mafia Debunked. In this series of podcasts, I'm going to provide listeners with an in-depth insight into how the gold industry actually works in Africa, particularly Zimbabwe, which is really the target of the Aljazeera documentary, The Gold Mafia. It's important to note that I am in no way condoning any form of criminal activity. My intention is to simply provide an unbiased view of the situation on the ground in Zimbabwe. Let's get straight to it. In the 4-part Gold Mafia documentary series, Aljazeera's investigative unit infiltrates the supposed rival gangs that control Africa's gold. Undercover reporters witness how supposed criminal networks turn dirty cash into gold, which is then sold around the world. The investigation supposedly leads to the highest offices of state in southern Africa, specifically Zimbabwe. Okay, that's a lot to take in. Let's break this down. I think it's important for us to start by understanding how gold is legally mined and exported out of Africa. Traditionally, gold ore deposits in Africa are mined by large multinational companies. The objective is to produce semi-pure bars of gold called d'or bars. These bars are then sent to refineries for refining, which is the chemical process of removing impurities from gold d'or bars for the purpose of creating 99.95% pure gold content. This purified gold is then minted to produce products such as gold bullion and collectible gold coins. These products are then marketed and sold to investors through global wholesalers such as the London Bullion Market Association, or more commonly known as the LBMA. Now it's important that you remember that name. We'll get back to them in a second. Now that you have a general understanding of the gold industry value chain, let's take a moment to analyze Zimbabwe's gold industry and understand the challenges the industry is confronted with. In Zimbabwe, any person who is a permanent resident and above the age of 18 may take out a prospecting license at any Ministry of Mines and Mining Development office. A holder of a prospecting license automatically acquires the right of prospecting and pegging mining claims anywhere in Zimbabwe. It's important to note that the Zimbabwean government under the late Robert Mugabe liberalized the mining industry so as to make it more accessible to indigenous Zimbabweans as a means of rapid economic empowerment. As a result, there's a large number of registered mines, mining companies, and artisan miners actively participating in the Zimbabwe gold industry. Undoubtedly, like any other industry, there will be rogue elements. However, a large majority of the participants involved in the gold industry in Zimbabwe are operating legally. Let's be clear, Zimbabwe has no issues extracting gold from the earth. If anything, Zimbabweans have done an excellent job considering the economic climate in which they are operating under. In recent years, Zimbabweans have seen gold production increase steadily year by year, and gold is by far Zimbabwe's biggest foreign currency earner, ahead of tobacco. Now this is where it gets complicated. The challenges for Zimbabwe lie further down the gold industry value chain, specifically gold refinery, minting, and wholesale. It's a well-publicized fact that Zimbabwe has been operating under sanctions for over 20 years, and as a result of those sanctions, Zimbabwe has not been able to access the world's largest gold wholesaler, the LBMA. Remember, I told you not to forget that name. Keep them close. Zimbabwe was removed from the LBMA in 2008 after failing to meet its minimum requirements of 10 tons gold output per year. However, Zimbabwe has long since renewed its gold mining output and consistently met this target for the last 10 years running.